I realized a couple of weeks ago that I need to make another big change in my life. And in considering and thinking about doing that, I once again get hit upside the head with the lesson that change is constant. It keeps happening, and whether you choose it or it comes at you unexpectedly, that's the one thing in life that you have to keep pivoting and dealing with and working through. Hi, my name is Dane Campbell. I am a retired Air Force officer after 27 years and also a clinical social worker. And I've been a change agent for 30 years, helping people find greater peace and success in life and making changes that help them find greater happiness. So I opened this practice, Change with Dane, about a year ago, a little over a year ago, trying to find clients that needed assistance with mental health issues or big changes that were going on in their lives. And one thing that I have learned is that it's time to pivot once again. I've found that most of the clients that want to work with me want to do it virtually. And I think when I was considering opening an office to do therapy and to work with people, that I didn't have a true appreciation of today's landscape in terms of how people want to receive help and care, and the necessity of looking at things in a different way than what I have known therapists in private practice to be. Most of the clients that have found me have live across, the state that I'm in, a couple out of state and other areas that I'm licensed in. And the vast majority, 95% of these people, live too far away to even come to my office. But even if they were able to come to my office, most of them would want to be seen virtually. When COVID occurred back in 2020, I was part of an administration team at a small community hospital in Japan that the Air Force operated there. And we learned very quickly how important virtual care was, and people being able to access their care and providers across the airwaves because of the restrictions that COVID was requiring. People have gotten into that habit, and I think a lot of people now live on their phones. They FaceTime, they're used to seeing people and talking to people across the airwaves. And that is what I have learned over the time that I've had my office open. So this is a big change for me, once again, to be able to admit the fallacy that I was operating under. But not only that, but to be able to make a change and go totally virtual with my practice in the hopes that I can give the clients that find me what they truly want. And it helps me in some other ways, financially as well. It's not an easy task to make such a pivot. I had a fantasy about, coming to the office and doing my thing as a therapist and going home at night, but that didn't work out. And so I will do my best to implement the changes that the market and circumstances are currently driving. And I was just thinking about the fact that here I am, 59 years old, and I talk every week to all of you about change. I talk to my clients, and I try to help all of them understand, as well as you, some of the difficulties that go into change and how sometimes it's difficult to accept change. And then when it's time to make a change, some of the difficulties involved with that. And so once again, I get to learn the lesson that change is constant. It's never easy, but when it happens, it can spur you to other things or greater growth or stuff that about learning that maybe you didn't know that you needed to learn or maybe didn't want to learn, but can integrate and help you be more expansive in your knowledge and in your life. So today's video may be a little bit shorter, but I just want you to know, as somebody that feels like they have a small level of expertise in helping people with change, I go through it myself. And I empathize with those who find it difficult, because even for me, it's difficult and sometimes not wanted, but you learn how to work with that and hopefully learn and grow as you breathe and grieve and accept, and then make a plan for moving on when change happens or it's imminent. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you the best in the changes that you're going through. And I hope that you will find growth and greater peace and success on the other side of change. Please like and please subscribe. I really would like to get this information out to more people. And I want to thank you for coming back and watching and listening, because I do believe that if you will implement some of the principles I've been sharing, it will help you. Until we talk next week, take care.